Welcome to the course. I am Nimish Khansara and I'm super excited to begin this journey of understanding personal finance together. So let's get started. In this course, we will be discussing how to plan your own personal finance. We will be learning how to invest in the stock market using fundamental and technical analysis. We will dive deep into different topics like why analysis is important, what it takes to achieve better returns, how to calibrate different situations, all clubbed with the intention of striving to be in control irrespective of the different market situations and ultimately earn great returns. We will also be touching upon mutual funds. We will understand how to identify different mutual funds which are the best as per one's own requirement and how to go about it further. In the end, I will also be explaining how to use a trading platform, how to make the best use of the available resources on the internet. Personal finance is all about making and meeting your financial goals, whether that can be owning a home, buying a car, planning for retirement, and much more than that. It includes banking, budgeting, handling debt and credit, and also investing. Achieving financial literacy will help us avoid making poor financial decisions and help us to become self sufficient and also achieve financial stability. The first step in personal finance involves banking. Nowadays, for all financial transactions, we require the use of either a debit card or a credit card, writing a check, using the ATM, or using online banking. We must be well aware of all such services and should be able to use them without any difficulties. Demat account is used to hold the shares and the securities of publicly traded companies in an electric format. With a Demat account, we can hold a wide variety of investments such as bonds, equity shares, government securities, mutual funds, and exchange traded funds. PPF or the Public Provident Fund was introduced in India in 1968 with the objective of mobilizing small savings in the form of investments coupled with a return on it. The interest earned and the returns on PPF are not taxable under the income tax. The PPF has a minimum tenure of 15 years which can be extended in blocks of 5 years as per your own wish. PPF allows a minimum investment of Rs 500 and a maximum of Rs 1.5 lakhs for each and every financial year. Investments can be made in lump sum or in a maximum of 12 installments. The account can be opened with just 100 rupees. Deposits into a PPF account have to be made at least once every year for 15 years. Since PPF is backed by the Indian government, it offers guaranteed, risk-free returns as well as complete capital protection. The element of risk involved in holding a PPF account is minimal. Having your own life insurance is of immense importance and should not be neglected nor delayed. An emergency fund is not a specific type or a bank account, but can be any source of cash you've saved to help you handle any financial hardships. Most of the people use a separate bank account or a savings account to differentiate an emergency fund from a normal savings account. The emergency fund amount ideally should be enough to cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. And it should only be used in case of any true emergency. Creating a budget is one of the most simplest and most effective ways to control your spending, saving, and investments. You can track your income, expenses, investments all on a single Excel sheet or any platform or even a notebook for that matter and improve your financial health. One such template is the 50-20-30 rule, where 50% of your income is for spending on your basic needs, 20% on savings for future or special occasions, and 30% on your wants or likings. This is just a generalized template. You can set your own boundaries and find the best possible combination which suits you and your lifestyle. Once you do the tracking part, you can then set clear, realistic goals which help you in the future to achieve them. Nowadays, saving money in the bank account doesn't yield good returns thanks to the lower rate of interest that the banks provide. Hence, investing becomes a very good option to park or invest your money and earn better returns. Ways of investing can include the stock market, the mutual funds, the real estate, etc. etc. We will be covering the stock market and the mutual funds in the course later. However, I would like to touch upon ETFs and real estate here. ETFs are similar to the mutual funds, but they trade throughout the day on a stock exchange. In this way, they mirror the buy and sell behavior of the stocks. ETFs can include anything from emerging markets, commodities, individual business sectors, and much more than that. Due to the ease of trading and the broad coverage of ETFs, they are extremely popular with investors. Investors can acquire real estate by directly buying commercial or residential properties. However, in my own personal opinion, I believe apart from owning a single house for oneself, one should not invest a lot in real estate. Since the stock market or the mutual funds have been providing much better returns in the past few years as compared to the real estate market. However, if someone wishes to invest in real estate, there are other available ways as well. Just like buying REITs, meaning Real Estate Investment Trust, which are similar to mutual funds in a way. Commodities refer to tangible resources such as the gold, silver, etc., and can be considered for diversification within your own portfolio. Recently, startups have been growing a lot and there is a huge potential for it. However, one should consider this type of investment only after investing in the traditional ways first before jumping into startups, as it is a completely different ball game and requires a completely different skill set. Cryptocurrency is one such investment opportunity which has caught a lot of attention of the youngsters across the globe. I personally would recommend that whether to invest or not to invest in any opportunity is completely your own choice. However, being thorough with your research is a must and should never be compromised. Never make trades or investments purely based on opinions, and always do your own research and invest according to your needs and capacity. Asset allocation rule. This is a very important rule while designing your portfolio. The asset allocation rule states the breaking of the debt and the equity portion in your portfolio based on your age. To understand this rule better, let's take an example. Let's say you're 20 years old. In that case, the equity portion of your portfolio would be 100 minus 20, which is equal to 80%. This means that 80% of your portfolio amount should be invested in equity or the stock market, and the rest should be kept as debt, meaning either in liquid funds, cash, bank balance, etc. The asset allocation rule exists or should be followed is because with age, your risk appetite also goes on decreasing. Hence, with age, you should switch the equity portion into more risk-free funds of any kind. Again, this is just a generalized case, and following or not following this strategy is completely your own choice. While designing your equity portfolio, there are a few guidelines which you can follow. Never have more than 5 to 10 core stocks in your portfolio. If you observe any famous professional trader, you can always see a pattern. They invest in few stocks but in bigger amounts. It makes zero sense to hold stocks of 50 different companies even if all are providing profits. Instead, it is always wise to narrow down and focus on a few stocks that guarantee you returns in the longer run. Always focus on the value of the stock and not its price because there always will be noise around it. Apart from having a core portfolio for the long term, you can always experiment different trading strategies and find your best formula for short and medium term trading. Avoid buying stocks from the same industry. Always diversify your portfolio as it reduces the risk of loss and helps you balance your portfolio. A portfolio is never perfect. You have to review and make changes to your portfolio from time to time. However, don't play with your portfolio every 10 days. Review your portfolio quarterly or yearly. Always invest across the month. As the stock prices keep fluctuating, investing across the month will help you average out your stock prices. The eighth wonder of the world, compounding. We all hear stories from time to time of people making huge wealth from the stock market. Most of them have one thing common: compounding. Warren Buffett has said, "My life has been a product of compound interest." In finance, compound interest simply means that instead of taking out any earnings you make from interest, you leave it invested, effectively earning interest on interest. To understand this concept better, let's take an example. Let's study the growth of Warren Buffett. Buffett bought his first stock at the age of 11. Morgan Housel of the Collaborative Fund once noted that more than 99% of Buffett's fortune was accumulated after his 50th birthday, even though his percentage returns were actually much better in the first half of his career. Warren Buffett actually increased his wealth 7,268% using this method of compounding. To put that into perspective, if you invested $10,000 in Berkshire Hathaway in 1965, that investment would be worth 88 million today. Buffett began investing at the age of 11. If he had waited until he was 30, his fortune would be 97.6% less than it is today. This is the true power of compounding. Now let's put that compounding effect concept to use. One such example is the coffee can portfolio. The idea rolls back to the old West America when people would put all of their valuable possessions in a coffee can and put it under the mattress and not really touch them for a long time before the banking system was established. Coffee can portfolio in simple terms can be said as buy and forget. Warren Buffett has said, if you aren't thinking about owning a stock for years, don't even think about owning it for minutes. While designing a coffee can portfolio, there are a few guidelines which one can follow. Choose stocks of those companies who dominate the market and have a competitive advantage over the others. Have a highly concentrated portfolio of 10 to 15 stocks, and if required, churn less than 1 to 2 stocks per year on an average based on your own analysis. Choose stocks of companies having excellent financial track record of revenue growth and earnings for the past 10 years. Don't focus too much on a particular type or a particular industry. Keep it diversified to lower your risk. If you wish to dive deeper into this concept of the coffee can portfolio, there are a variety of books available in the market which can help you.